everyone. Welcome to the Daily Grind. My name is Kelly Johnson, your friendly and fun host. We are on episode 30, the very best one yet. And I was so excited to record our episode numero 30 or 30. Can't believe we made it this far in the Daily Grind podcast. Super exciting time of the year, I guess, for us and all that we've accomplished so far. And thus, I wanted to get on to you all listeners out there and record this one just solo with your host, yours truly. I want to shout out to my podcast network, Ambiguous Production. Their website is ambiguousproduction.com, and fellow pods on there, including You Mad Bro, the Sam Bustle podcast, and GDP Goal Driven Professionals. They're doing an amazing job out there. You should follow them as well and check out the website. I have a Daily Grind bio up there, which is awesome. And we are currently in the works or soon to be on SoundCloud and iHeartRadio. So stay tuned. More ways to access the Daily Grind to get our name out there. I've been making so many different connections out in the world, not just online or in person or in Chicago where I'm currently located. But we're getting some traction, and it's kudos to you all listeners out there that are supporting us in every way possible. Listening to this episode, listen to her from the beginning. Maybe this is your first time connecting with us on the Daily Grind, so we are excited to have you on and continue to follow us, support us, and share our content. So that's our little shout out before we get into the core of our episode. You made it through Valentine's Day, All-Star Weekend, and every other thing that's happened between this week and last week. Also, perfect timing for this episode. I want to say happy National Random Act of Kindness Week. So happy National Random Acts of Kindness Week goes on from February 16th through the 22nd. And basically, it's a week-long holiday that you can celebrate, or I celebrate because I think it's great, and I just found out about this. February is filled with so many different holidays. I think this is a really important one. There's the Random Acts of Kindness. They have their own website, which is really cool, that you should go check out. I'll put the link in our show notes for today's episode. It's basically randomactsofkindness.org, and they have, for this week in particular, you can use any of the hashtags, make kindness the norm, hashtag random acts of kindness week, or hashtag random acts of kindness day, and they basically have different things that you can be a part of, and it's completely free. So for the month of February, one of their things that they do is they're going to help spread the love, and they have different opportunities and lots of inspirational quotes and ideas and activities that you can do on a personal level, in the workplace, where you volunteer, just all across, like, any interaction that you have in your daily grind. And actually, before recording this episode, I did come across, I think this is one of the coolest things that they have on their website. They have a calendar, actually, that you can use in the workplace, or you can print out. It's in a PDF form. And basically, they have a year-long journey of kindness, compassion, and self-care designed specifically for the workplace. So each month, they have a theme encouraging us to be kinder. And there are 6 themes that they use, their core values for everything that they do at the Random Acts of Kindness Foundation, which includes courage, caring, integrity, inclusiveness, respect, and responsibility. And since there's 12 months in the year, they've added another 6 themes on top of those ones, which include happiness, love, self-care, resilience, gratitude, and celebration that align with making the world a warmer and kinder place. So how does the calendar work? Well, basically it's a calendar. So it has, if you go on their website, you can click on this PDF, and you can do things as a team or do them alone. There's all these different ideas, some of them or none of them that you might be of interest of. They have a monthly team activity, or you can challenge your colleagues to do as many acts of kindness as possible throughout the month. So make sure it plays into your own workplace culture and best practices. So don't feel pressured to complete every single idea or program or activity that they have on the calendar. I think it's really cool because they're doing it to inspire kindness and not to be one more that you have to do. So don't worry if not everyone around you wants to participate or if you can't fulfill all the random acts of kindness. Uh, Everyone lives a different life, and people or individuals do kindness in their own way and prefer to keep it quiet. You don't have to show or brag about what you do out there in the world. You can be a silent leader, lead when people aren't following, or lead when people aren't looking. So just be you and do the kindness your way. So you can use this calendar as a tool to help inspire, empower you to do good in the world. So for February, they actually have a quote on here. I think it's really cool. Each of these, they have lots of different inspirational messages, but they have when love and skill work together, expect a masterpiece. That's by John Ruskin. So I think that was really clever at the top. February is the month of love. That's their term activity. Then they have like each day they have different things. So, for instance, they have like begin this month by making a list of people to whom you have shown love to recently, or send flowers to someone. If you can't send flowers, send them a text or email. Leave positive affirmation sticky notes around common areas. Find a way to include others in a conversation today. There's a free day on here in quotations, and it's how you can show love today. Give someone your vote of confidence today. Prepare a meal for someone struggling at work. Put yourself in the shoes of someone who may be upsetting you. Leave money at the vending machine so someone can enjoy a free treat. So lots of different things across a lot of different categories. And again, that was just the month of February. So they have like each month is new. So like even just scrolling down to March, they have another quote. It looks like March is respect is the key word, and they have a team activity on the side. So you can have like respect shout outs and starting your meetings at work with 1 or 2 minutes of shout outs of respect for someone. Let them know you respect about them and call out a specific time when they've been helpful or done something meaningful to you. It could be even something you've witnessed them doing for someone else. So that's cool. And then they have like for that theme of respect, even just tying into it, they say hello to 3 strangers today. Try to be truly present with others today. Congratulate someone on getting a project done. So it ties into each of the themes I mentioned before. So I'd say really cool to check out this calendar on the website. Otherwise, too, they have on their website, and that's even just for the 2020 calendar. I'm assuming they update this every year so you can get new content and new things that you can get inspired about. They have free posters, quotations, videos, stories. They have different things that you can click through. They even have a blog on here too. So lots of great things. That's my random act of kindness for the week, is just sharing this. I share this on my nonprofit Facebook as well. This website, I create a post along the lines just to get the word out. And I think it's a really great national holiday that people should take some more notice to. And I know in the workplace, not mine, but I've heard others, that you can send in a note or a flower or a carnation to give thanks to someone or a shout out to them doing a great job on a project or them as an employee in general. So so happy National Random Act of Kindness Week. So here's the hashtags again: make kindness the norm, hashtag random acts of kindness week, and hashtag random acts of kindness day. So yeah, use those all over the place. Moving forward, I guess since my last solo episode with your host, yours truly, hashtag Kelly Fast, a running update on me. So I'm always on the go. I know I mentioned I'm running in the Boston Marathon, which is coming up pretty soon. I think I mentioned from my last episode or personal update, I was injured during my December marathon, And I finally, around January, I was able to, I went to the doctor and I got an x-ray. I showed I didn't have a stress fracture, so I had a really bad muscle strain. So I was resting it and just doing kind of cross training activities. I finally got the green light to take up running again. So I've been running a couple times a week, getting back onto my training schedule. Obviously, I've adjusted it based on the number of weeks I've been out, or I had to do little to no exercise. But I'm working on building back my endurance, slowly increasing my speed, which is great and it feels good. So things are going well. I've been a couple weeks of running and no pain, no strain, just getting back into my rhythm. So I encourage all you listeners out there that are currently in an injury, whether it's a physical injury, a mental injury, a setback, or whatnot, to push through, to grind through, to believe in yourself and keep doing, just be you and do kindness your way. So make sure to, take care of your body and take care of yourself and do what's best for you. So that's my little, I guess, running update in regards to what's going on in my neck of the woods and some grinding tips, basically. I wanted to move forward to, because I want this episode to be more inspirational with the random acts of kindness, as well as kind of other things that can inspire you on. For instance, I've been, as a bit working in business or a corporate setting, if you've heard of the show Shark Tank, it's on ABC. It's a business entrepreneurship TV show where different startups or entrepreneurs pitch their ideas to the tank of sharks, all these investors on each episode, and they can either invest in their company or say no, they're not interested. Well, for you podcast listeners out there, I have come across, and I've been listening to this one a lot too. It's called The Pitch. It's very similar, actually, to Shark Tank, where it's hosted by The Pitch is hosted by Josh Mercio, who brought the independent podcast to Gimlet in 2017. So Gimlet, if you know that one, that's another business podcast, and they got acquired by Spotify. This show has been downloaded tens of millions of times since then. And each episode takes listeners behind closed doors to the critical moment when entrepreneurs put it all on the line. So while it offers a glimpse into the high stakes of the venture capitalist world, it really shows us about like human relationships, how people sell their ideas, what makes investors tick, and how these initial conversations can bloom into business deals, or just they don't get a deal at all. So Pitch will definitely keep you hooked, and like I said before, it's very similar to how ABC's Shark Tank TV show, where entrepreneurs are featured and they're in need of venture funding as they pitch to a live panel of investors. Each episode, I would probably say, is about, 25 to 45 minutes long. I'm catching up since they launched in 2017. I'm catching up. I think I'm still in the year 2018 because I wanted to go back from the very first episode and continue forward. And they continually to release new episodes. I would say about once a week, roughly, depending on what the week is or depending on the time of the year. They also, in the whole Gimlet media, if you've heard of Startup, that's another great American podcast by Gimlet Media, and that one too. The first 2 seasons followed stories of starting businesses. The third season just follows one business per episode. So I would recommend both of those. I can put those in today's show notes as well for you to check out if you're interested in learning more about business, entrepreneurship, something else to listen to while you're at work or in the workplace. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on the startup and also the pitch. So I talked about different things to follow, different things to do, hopefully to inspire you with the calendar and random acts of kindness. What's what's on my daily schedule, what's on my daily grind in the upcoming weeks for your host. So I'm actually getting back into, I told you I was getting back in running. Well, I'm getting back into my tennis grind as well. So I've been trying to play tennis about once a week indoors since it's still super cold outside. I actually have a tennis tournament coming up this weekend. So tennis tournament I'm playing at is called the U.S. Tennis Association Section Qualifier. It's for NTRP. So basically, if you're not familiar with tennis or USTA rankings, how they do is based on your skill level, you play in a specific division for this tournament. So I'm playing in the women's singles division for myself, and it's the section qualifier. So where I'm located in Chicago, this is part of the Midwest section. So Midwest is made up all of the Midwest states, and they have for 18 and over, they have a section qualifier for this section, and then all the sections around the U.S. So if I perform good enough, if I do well enough this upcoming weekend, I'd be able to possibly qualify for the national championship. So the Midwest one is hosted in Chicago this year. I think it rotates every year. I think last year it was in Michigan, I want to say. I didn't play in it, but I recognize a few people. I know a few people are playing in this one upcoming in Chicago because it's at Access Tennis, which is the training tennis facility created by Kamal Murray, who is WTA American U.S. Open champion, Sloane Stevens coach. And so it's pretty new facility. I've never played at it yet. I've been there for a tennis benefit gala that I've helped hosted with another organization I volunteer with. They also, at Access, they've had a World Team Tennis match there 2 years ago, I believe, which was really cool. Or actually, I think it's now 3 years. It's because it's 2020. So they've had a lot of different events. So it's pretty less than 5 years old, brand new facility. They have a bank of indoor courts, and they have a balcony on top so you can overlook them too. So I'll watch people's matches when I'm not playing as well. So I have my first match on Friday, and then depending on how it goes from there, I could be playing on Saturday as well. So that's the logistics on my tennis tournament. So hopefully I inspire you guys all out there to compete or do your best at whatever upcoming events that you have in your life as well. Looking to get back into my yoga, doing yoga once a week. I just signed up for a yoga session this weekend as well, because it helps improve flexibility and balance, which was one of my objectives for this year that I want to get out and to do better as an athlete, I guess. I'm also trying to begin to inspire others in the health and wellness area. One of my mutual friends, that's Sineo, who's one of my close friends in Chicago, Pong Pak, he lives in the city as well, so I'm trying to inspire him and motivate him he wants to get back into working out and getting back into shape post-college, so possibly going to work out with him later this weekend as well, or, keep a habit, because I think one of my goals too is not just with this podcast, but with life in general, is just kind of people that you surround yourself with, how you can or what we just talked about earlier, just how you can be a better person out there and hopefully, do something that someone can remember and have a positive influence on their life. Also, shout out to my friend Kadem, tennis friend Kadem, who's currently located in Tampa, Florida. He played on tour for tennis for a little bit. Now he's finishing up his academic. He just has a little bit of academics, and he's looking to make a job change, so hoping for the best out of him. But definitely, he reminds me too with this episode of just, inspiring others to live a healthier, better for your body, and achieve your goals life. So really goal driven, hashtag train like Kadem. because without, you gotta stay focused on what you want to accomplish, whether it is a personal or career goal or fitness goal. And so I think he was a good inspiration. I hope and a good example for today's episode. Other things on my daily grind: countdown to my Boston Marathon, 2 months basically until race day. So I should receive my wave time in the next week or 2 or 3 from now. They basically, how the bigger marathons or the world majors, what they do is they have different waves depending on your time and your I guess your class. I guess if you're an elite runner or someone more well known or part of one of the charity teams, it determines where you start in the wave. So fingers crossed I get a good start time. Hopefully, hoping for one of the earlier ones, since I have a lot of people going out there as well to support. Finally, planning out dates for upcoming Kelly Johnson Foundation events, so stay tuned on our website, kjfwi.org, and also the social pages for Kelly Johnson Foundation in regards to what's coming for 2020 and the rest of the year. So yeah, do I have a word of the day to motivate our listeners out there? Of course. So here it is. Put your heart, mind, and soul into even your smallest acts. This is the secret of success. And I think that really resonates well with today's episode and what's going on in my life and possibly your life out there too. To do even the small things make a difference. And I think when you have small things add up. So when you have a lot of different things going on and you're able to, give the extra 1% or 2%, or, spend a little bit more time talking to someone else on the phone, take that 1 minute of time to send a text to someone that you love or someone that that's close to you, to help motivate them or inspire them. I think just doing what's right and in every single situation, not just the big acts when you're on a big stage, but even the small acts too. I think that's secret success, and you do see things come from them, which is great. So keep doing you, keep putting your heart, mind, and soul into those smallest acts. So thanks everyone for tuning in today's episode, and a big thank you to you all for continuing to follow the Daily Grind and being one of our dedicated podcast listeners out there. When it comes to sharing my story, be sure to follow the Daily Grind at KJF Daily Grind on Instagram and me, your host, at Kelly J. Lefty on Instagram or Twitter. Be sure to go to our podcast network website, ambiguousproduction.com, for more content such as You Mad Bro, the Sam Bustle Podcast, and GDP, Goal Driven Professionals. Listen on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. Until next time, my name is Kelly Johnson. Have a great day.